gotta be straight up and down?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, man. How are we gonna do this one? Do we have the other guy? Do we have the other, attacher? Go on, go and grab this thing. You don't have the mount?
Huh?
You don't have the mount? Well, whatever. I wasn't expecting to do a live either, but we didn't get the damn thing done. Hold this. Talk to the peoples.
Hi guys. How's it going? What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday.
We should be having tacos.
Tacos?
Yeah. Isn't tacos supposed to happen on Tuesdays?
Taco Tuesday, yeah. I like tacos. We have a lot of faith in the wind.
Watching from Iowa.
Driving home from work. Oh.
Hey, Punky.
Whoops.
I feel so cold.
What now? Huh? Huh?
I can go higher too.
Alright, so you got that pulled up on your phone?
Well, give me a second.
We're not very prepared.
We're not good at this stuff.
But
That's why we're not YouTube superstars.
it's alright. It's a good thing I got glasses, right?
Watching from Florida. Oh, good luck down there.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are in a safe area.
Have a basement?
Yeah.
No, they'd probably drown. They'd probably drown if they were in a basement. Oh, baby. Pulling it up so we can kind of see what's going on.
Turn the volume off.
Louisiana.
So I'm working on editing a couple videos still. The GoPro footage takes a little bit of extra time. But I've got, last weekend we were in Knoxville and we did a backside small tire deal. So I've got that video that's getting finished up right now. We'll probably post it. Do you want to post it later tonight if it's done?
You guys let us know. We might post it tonight. So, yeah, we were in Knoxville 2 weekends ago. Not this past weekend.
Yeah.
2 weekends ago. We raced on the front side Friday, and I was trying to line the car out, and we made it to the finals, but we were kind of tripping over ourselves to the finals. And in the finals, I basically just put a good street tune-up in it, and it made it down through there, and he got us by a little bit, but it is what it is. And then Saturday, the backside / street stuff. This is really what I kind of really built this car for or towards, and it was running pretty damn good out there. And we made it all the way to the finals against Team Denver in patches, and their car, they have a lot of hits on that car. It's a slightly newer combo, but it's still a turbo LS deal, and the car is fast. And we gave them a pretty good run. I turned it down a little bit in the finals, and I think they turned it up a little bit for the finals. So it is what it is. It was probably about 3/4 of a car out there, and they're slick. Yeah. So they're a very smart team when it comes to that stuff. They have probably 4. I think they show up to every race with at least 4 people.
Yeah, there's always a team of them together, and they've always, even if it's just one car.
Well, yeah, Jarrett, Charles, and I think those are the 2 main guys that make the tuning calls on the car. But they got between the 2 of them, they got 2 pretty fast cars, and they make a lot of passes. So they have a very good understanding of what their car wants and so on and so forth. And along with quite a few other cars that were there. Mid-America Customs guys were there. Jake Boswell was there. Wes Snow was there. All guys that are pretty dang good at this stuff. And it was pretty good to make it to the finals out there. It was the first time on a waterboard out in Ole backside setup with the car. And we made some pretty fast passes. I slowed it down just a hair for the finals. And It cost us, but it is what it is.
Part of racing.
It's part of racing. It's part of being a new car, and the dew was setting in pretty hard. We ran that finals at like, I want to say 3:15 in the morning, and you could look up at the lights, and it was literally like, it looked like rain coming down. You could literally see the dew falling, and falling hard.
Yeah.
So I backed it down a little bit, just because I didn't know where my threshold where my threshold was in the 60 foot there. So I just opened up my threshold a little bit, slowed it down, basically at damn near a half a tenth in the 60 foot, just to make sure it was going to make it to the 60 foot, because if you don't make it to the 60 foot, you lose. And spoiler alert for first round of War in the Woods, I guess you could say. But it is what it is. So yeah. So the main purpose of this video here is basically a little bit of a recap, right? Basically just do a recap here for the last, well, we've been on the road for what, 3 weeks?
I think so.
Yeah, we were on the road for 3 weeks. We're back here in North Carolina because we got a little hustler appointment tomorrow morning. Classy, babe.
Sorry.
So we got a little hustler appointment tomorrow
it's
morning.
live. I don't know what you want me to do. I'd cut it out of the video if it was being edited.
So we got a little hustler appointment down here in North Carolina in the morning. And yeah, so we came back down here. We left the truck and trailer up there. We're racing US 60, Battle at the Berg, Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday, straight gangsters going on the street for the first time. And last time I was on the street, it didn't end up so well, but
this is a different deal, though.
yeah, it's a different deal. I didn't know it was a different deal right at first, but
Had to put some on it.
yeah. So it's gonna be a pretty cool deal. There's a lot of fast cars coming up there. Unfortunately, there's probably some cars coming out to that deal that don't have a whole lot of, how do I say? They probably don't have a whole lot of experience in that setting. But this car's 60 foot's well. This car on a backside surface. The car's 60 foot's pretty well, so on and so forth. And I think I'm not gonna run this car like the way I ran the homegrown Hustler, because I think this car's got the potential to be, well, we built it to be one of the best in the country. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We built it to the best of our ability in the time frame we have. I can't say it's to the best of our ability.
In budget.
Yeah, but in our time frame and budget, it's a pretty quality car. To put like,
Yeah.
it's nothing that was thrown together. Don't get me wrong, we built that car in 2 months and 2 days. Out here at Flying Hammer, those guys, they gave us the ability to come into their shop and basically, actually I guess we're sitting in front of the chassis jig. Our 4-post lift, I basically disassembled it. All the, not the 4-post lift, but my chassis jig, I disassembled that stuff and put it away in storage. All my jigs for the rear end and the front cross members and all that stuff. So that stuff's all put away. But I believe this car is very capable of doing what it needs to. So we've done this stuff for a while, and I think it's going to do what it needs to. It showed some pretty good promise. If you guys, I'm sure a lot of you seen the footage at War in the Woods, and some people are like, "Oh, that's dangerous," and like,
The wheelie.
it's more dangerous than playing poker. And of course, going fast is dangerous, more dangerous than driving a golf cart. Well, like the one pass, I'll say it. The homegrown Hustler did like that same stuff. It just wasn't noticeable. And like it did it, and it did it lined out, and it did it smooth, and it did it 15 miles an hour, lifting up the front tire at 65 feet into the run. So 65, 70 feet into the run, and it would carry the tire like 2 inches in there, 4 inches in there, like fast, like really fast. And don't get me wrong, that first pass where I tried to catch Zach Sherman, he's got a really bad hot rod. He's been to the finals twice now, and this is a little bit of a spoiler alert for the War in the Woods video coming out later this week. But he's got a very bad hot rod. He's made it to 2 finals, and they're a very methodical. They're methodical like me when they're making their passes, and they're very smart. And for one reason or another, the car struck the tire 0.3 of a second into the run. I give it a quick pedal job, stuck the tire and put it into high gear. About 80, 100 feet out, I shoved it into high gear and got on the scramble button, and it rolled out the back. It was just dead hooker. It was just like, wow, 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 wow. And it went through the finish line with the tires foot and a half in the air with some really good mile an hour. And that wheelie right there, we can generally go 10, we've been 10 miles an hour faster than that. Doing some, well, at JJ Steel, we went 10 miles an hour faster than that with the front tires still on the ground with more weight bias in it and more wing in it. But the thing is, like when a track isn't perfectly smooth, and this ain't no knock at War in the Woods or nothing like that. It's just, it's an outlaw style track, and that's our job as drivers and tuners and car managers and whatever the hell you want to talk about it. That is our job to navigate those bumps the best we can. And Knoxville, on the front side, for one reason or another, we cut the front tires on the car. So I had to change the style of tire on the front of the car. And when we were hitting those bumps, the harmonics were hitting the chassis a little bit harder than they normally do. And when you're accelerating as fast as it was in the midsection in the back of the track, and it hits a bump like that, it just kind of like throws the car up and changes the pitch of the car by several degrees. And I can see all that stuff on the VPS that we run on the car. I usually use the VPS system, vehicle position sensor on the car, more for safety than anything else. But it shows me the angle of attack of the chassis. And I do some stuff. Yeah, the wing helps. Of course, every race car has a wing on the car for a reason. But I do some really cool stuff as far as the chassis goes. We'll just say it as that. As the chassis goes, to make this car work very well in the midsection of the track and the top end of the track, because a drop axle car, the way we run the car with a drop axle and stuff like that, I have the ability to 60 foot with an independent front suspension car, but my threshold gets a lot smaller when I try matching their 60 foot. So I got to make sure the car works very well in the mid range from 150 feet out, basically. So
you think that if we had the other front tires on it, that the car wouldn't have wheelied like that?
I don't think so. Because like the left, the first pass in the left lane, we had a little extra weight bias in it just as a security factor, and it still like was carrying the tires just fast and like quick through there. And the left lane was a bit smoother, and the transitions were a little bit smoother when it really starts getting after it out there. The right lane the bumps are a little bit different, so when I hit those bumps, it's just doing that deal where the back of the car is just and it's just so like in the future in like this week's video on the Hustlin' Horsepower channel, our War in the Woods video, I'll show you some data logs and stuff like that where you can see on a flat surface our drive shaft curves are smooth, right? And even on the back tire with the front tires in the air, you can see the drive shaft curves doing some pretty crazy things. And I'll explain that stuff for the people that aren't overly familiar or understand exactly all the data that I look at in between rounds. And generally speaking, at a normal race, War in the Woods is big. That was not as big as it was going to be, but there were still 67 small tire cars, and there were still like 30-ish, 25 cars in the second chance race that we jumped in. But there's a lot of other classes as well. So, but normally speaking, I only have about 5 minutes to look at all the data that I have to look at. Because I'm the one that packs my own chute. I'm the only one that's going to pack my own chute. And I pack my chute. I got to fuel up the car now because the fuel jugs are too heavy for Maddy, being 7 months pregnant. So I pack the chutes, fuel the car, pull the data logs, look over the data, and I generally have to do that in 15 minutes. And that's a lot.
Yeah.
So it takes
plus, like, I don't know, whatever changes you have to make after that. So
I look over the data and then I make the changes that I feel like the car needs to progress for the next round. And I make this car, we built it so it's very serviceable, because generally speaking, we race with 2 people, just me and Maddy, and that's our crew. And now that she's 7 months pregnant, it's basically me.
Yeah.
And
I'll
like,
fill up the air in the tires.
yeah, sell some
And-
T-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah. When the jug's empty, bring it over and pump it, and then leave it there for him to pick up again.
And bring it back to the front of the car.
He can.
But yeah, so it's we're basically running at like
50%.
I'll give you 50%. I'll give you 15%. We're running at 65% efficiency right now,
Okay.
but we're still doing all right. So yeah.
Sure.
So what are the questions here? Have you been looking at any of these deals?
Yeah, a little bit. So those are our next couple videos. Like, we got the Saturday backside deal at Knoxville video that's going to come out. Sunday, we spent some time in Pigeon Forge and down in Tennessee for a couple days, so there's going to be a separate video about
we did that with just us two, and then KW Photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went on this little ride. That was pretty cool. And I asked Maddy, I said, can we do the whole ride with no brakes? We were getting it pretty good. So that video is going to be pretty cool. So we're going to try to do, because guys, we're doing this stuff essentially, well, we do it full time, but there's a lot of stuff out there that you can do without a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, like we did the whole Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg deal. We were out there for 2 days. I think we spent $200.
Probably.
I think we spent something like $200. That's food, that's lodging, that's being a tourist for 2 days in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. But that's not to put a money or a number on it. That's just simply because you could go out there and do a lot of things without having to break the bank account. And our bank account already got broke with the loss of the Dirty 30 and the Homegrown Hustler. So yeah. So we just go out there and we're just having fun. And it's a little bit race car hippie-ish, but we're still doing it. So right now we're back in North Carolina. We left the truck and trailer up there, and we had to shoot down here for a baby appointment. I'm gonna go check on the food. You give them a little bit of talking.
You're gonna flip it?
Maybe.
Yeah, after War in the Woods, or after Knoxville, we drove up for War in the Woods, and Friday got rained out, so not much really happened on Friday night, but Saturday we raced. The race went until 6:30 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? So that was a long night. I was fortunate enough that in between us, or Nick making his passes, I was able to lay down and take a nap just to kind of keep up on sleep.
Yeah, she slept for a few hours Saturday night.
Yeah, in between rounds. So there's going to be a video from War in the Woods, and then next weekend, or this coming weekend, I guess I should say, is US 60, which is going to be Hardinsburg, Kentucky. Turkey Bash?
Turkey Bash is in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Battle at the Bird.
Battle at the Bird, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
At US 60, in Hardinsburg, Kentucky.
Yep.
Then Ohio Valley Dragway in Kentucky.
It's the Indiana-Kentucky border, I think.
No, I think that's Ohio Indiana border.
It would make sense, but I think it's Kentucky.
Well, guys, I'm not
I really
100%
don't know.
sure. But US 60, Hardinsburg, Kentucky. Battle at the Berg, 15,000 guaranteed.
Yeah.
And we're gonna come swing for that money.
We went last year. It was a good event. It was packed.
And we
Like, it
60-footed like hard out there.
Yeah.
And we were driving all night long. We got there like it was. Yeah, we got
The
there.
middle, yeah.
We got there like. We got up there. It was sunrise when we got there. After driving from the Midwest, we were out in coming in from Oklahoma, Arkansas border, and we got there literally at sunrise. And I woke up to cars starting up because like driver's meeting was starting. So Maddy ran into the driver's meeting, and like we still had to unload the car and stuff like that. And big thanks to Art and them, like they helped us out because yeah. But
We were just tight on time, so
we
had
won
a
first
couple
round
extra
and then
hands.
lost second round to Eric Mans, was it?
I think so.
I think we lost second round to Eric Mans. That's when he had Boston George still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Boston George. And I said like, if the car's gonna stick here, like we're gonna fly, like we're gonna like fly out there.
Yeah.
But it hooked a little too well, and about like 60 foot out, it just went straight vertical. But it was getting it up until that point.
Yeah.
I might even put that same tune-up in it.
Sure. Benji.
Thanks, Turbo John. He said the truck's looking great. That finish line wheelie though might be a little sketchy. Yeah, so I guess I'll touch base on that pass right there. I don't know why I closed this. Well, I guess we're at 1%. So that last pass, Brian White, he's up in he's a Chicago guy. He's up with Brandon Mork and 247 Motorsports and stuff like that.
Who?
Brian White, the guy that we ran in the finals. He also built his car himself, so that was a pretty cool deal. His car was flying. Or the semifinals, was it? Semifinals?
What race?
Second chance. Right? I think it was semifinals that we lost to him. I think so. I could be wrong. But we were running Brian White, and the car slowed down 0.06 of a second. 0.06 from left lane to right lane. Right lane was peeling up pretty bad. And it is what it is. I tried to run him down, and I hit that bump out there, and it was coming into a power wheelie, and then I hit that bump and just like, woo! But I know when I pull the chute, I have the chute automatically deploying as well, but I manually pulled the chute on that one. I know I have somewhere between 1/4 of a second and 1/2 a second before the chute deploys. But when the car's like up there, you can't just dump the chute because then the pickup point's too low and it's going to try to yank the back of the car up into the air. So, I pedaled the car, manually dumped the chute. When I pedaled the car, you can't just dump it because then the car's just going to slam on the ground. So, I get a car.
You see people do that when they do wheelies. You see the front end of the car smashed down on the ground.
So you got farther unfamiliar, but like the Dirty 30, the old car, we used to wheelie that car just for the fun of it, 300 feet, and I've done my fair share of wheelies. So, this being at the finish line was a little bit different, but it's the same deal. So I manually dumped the chute, pedaled the car a little bit, and just tapped the brakes because if you're a drag racer, you drive with 2 feet, or at least you should. So I gave it a quick pedal job and just tapped the brakes a little bit just to try to get the thing to start coming down, knowing that I have somewhere between right around 1/2 a second or so before the chute starts deploying. And you'll see it on the 360 footage that it's set down pretty dang smooth there. For coming up and having that big block and all that stuff up there, it's set down pretty smooth. So if you guys have any questions, we bought him ice cream yesterday, but no, I haven't given him his $100 yet. I got to hook up with him.
Did we do a wheelie? We didn't even try to do one on the street.
I know,
Okay.
but the deal was that I was going to do it the first hit on the street. Well, technically, we haven't made a street hit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We might have to do it. Let's see here. Are you planning on putting a wing on the front?
The bet we made with Caden, aka Race Cars and Snacks, was the first hit on the street. We haven't made any street hits yet.
We'd have to check the video though. I might have said we.
I think it was the first hit on the street.
I think it might have been. What does Maddy do when she bends down in front of the car right before she sticks you on the line? I have a really cool progressive. I built a 3-shock setup into the car. I talked about that in one of the YouTube videos in more in depth. And but yeah, there's a 3rd shock in there.
So you set it.
Yeah, so she sets it.
Put it in
How'd you
place.
make your money and plans for when the baby is born? Well, do you want to explain that one, babe? She's got an OnlyFans. I'm just joking, guys.
No. People are going to be blowing up somehow asking for it.
They already do. They ask you for OnlyFans. People are weird.
Anyways. We should get Rex one.
Rex should get an OnlyFans.
Yeah. No, we're going to look for an apartment and
we'll
take a little bit of time to settle in with the baby and
I'll be doing some weekend trips, probably starting. So, we may or may not get the call for Mega Cash Days deal. If we get the call, that's going to be the whole month of November. So, if that's the case, we're going to be Midwest or West Coast for the whole, probably from like Halloween until pretty damn near PRI for that whole month. If we get that call, Maddy says we're going for it, even at 8 months pregnant. But we'll probably have to bring in someone. We'll have to find someone, maybe bring us, I don't know. We'll have to come on and do something to bring another crew member on board for that deal to be out of town for the month, because it's just going to be 100% too much for me, myself, and I. And I could work, if I got to, like when we were building the car, I basically worked 20 hours a day for 2 months straight. But when we're racing every day, it's going to be very difficult for me to operate efficiently as I want to in a publicized setting where we're racing for. It's not even the money. Like, money is one thing, but like, but I want to go out there. Like, if we get the call, I want to go out there. I want to like represent ourselves well.
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot that goes into this as far as like, my brain doesn't shut off even when I'm sleeping, but
even when I'm sleeping. Babe, can you believe this? Babe.
I'll wake her up every once in a while to bounce an idea off of. But yeah, I told you. When I told you that I was going to make this, like, I was going to do this full time, like, right when we met, did you believe me?
I don't remember you saying anything about that. If we're being honest.
You're full of baloney.
You didn't even have a race car when I met you.
Yeah, when I said that I was going to build a car and I was going to be a race full time for as long as I can make it happen.
Whatever.
Are you having fun at least?
Yeah. I'm here doing it with you.
So yeah. So
we just have to work on building my wagon. Wrong button.
like it.
Oh.
Smash that like button. Is the camera foggy? I don't know.
We're smoking steaks, so it might just be.
It might be a little the smoky in there. We're
smoking steaks.
We found some $2 steaks. Not
No.
really. There, we found some steaks for $10 a piece. $9.50 and $7.50 for the other one.
Yeah.
Because they were marked out. So, want to get closer?
Well, I gotta be able to read these if we're.
My phone's dead, so I'll volunteer to go and help you all out. I even have a CDL and can drive the toter, even though I know you don't need them for your break. We might have to pull you up on that. No, but if we get the call to do the Mega Cash Days deal, we're gonna do it. We'll have to pull some strings and borrow some parts or something like that because we don't have.
We gotta be ready.
We don't have spare parts.
We gotta be ready.
If we're gonna be going out there, I'm trying to get that stuff in line. We haven't made a deal with the machine shop yet as far as someone that can get it done in a timely manner. And the thing is, if they can't get them done now, if they can't get them done before the baby gets here, it's kind of pointless to be getting them done because like we're gonna have to take a month or two off anyways, and then it's just.
Yeah, you'll be.
If they can't get them done, if the machine work can't get done before we get the call to do like Mega Cash Days, so like if they can't get done in the month of October, like might as well. It's hard to spend that money right now if they can't say that they'll have the machine work done if we get the call to do that stuff before the baby comes, because like it's kind of like right? That's kind of like a lot of money to be spent if that's not going to happen. So yeah, what else? I don't know why these things. Love the truck. It's better now. Look good now. You built the best car in the entire drag circuit. I appreciate that. I'm not I think once we get the car to 60 foot, I still want to run the drop axles out because it's in my roots. But at the same time, I'm really tempted to toss like a Mustang style front suspension on this car, and I don't want to do that though. How do I turn the chats on like full time? Is the Mega Cash Days day a team race? Everyone for the damn selves, which means it's gonna be a team race. But the problem is with the main team races stuff, we'll pretty much never get that call because the way we do this deal, where we're traveling and stuff like that, and we're racing with different groups of people all the time, we don't get in the clique, right?
We're not around necessarily long enough to become a part of
A team.
team.
Like the way we travel and stuff like that. No, we haven't found a machine shop yet. The way we travel and stuff like that, yeah, we don't race with the same amount of people all the time. So, like, we don't really fit into the clique.
Yeah.
We go against the social norms. We're race car hippies, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
We are Team HustlinHorsepower. And Ric Flair. Hey, team of two, whatever. You guys cook the food. I'll tune the cars. We'll get through it.
So the nice thing about being in North Carolina is that there's 15 different tracks within a couple hours that are racing just about every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to go far or for long in order to still get some
especially
racing in.
where we're, I guess you could say, based out of right now is like where our spare parts and where like our extra stuff is parked here, at our friend's place. It's just, there's a lot of tracks. So if you don't race with the same group of people all the time, like, you're not going to be the one that they bring on to go out of town to do like a cash days race type deal, right?
Right.
Like a team deal.
Like a team deal, yeah.
So,
but I was
like
also,
even when we went down to Memphis, like to film for JJ's deal,
yeah,
like,
that was
we never met any of those people before we got down there in Memphis.
Yeah.
So that's just is how it is. How's everyone this afternoon? Down there. I'd like to find a piece of land down here right now, but now is definitely not the time to purchase something. And for the first time in my life, I feel like it's a little bit smarter financially to rent a place for 6 months for when the baby comes. 6 months or a year for when the baby comes, versus buying a place right now, because if you buy a place right now, it's just, it might not be exactly what we want, and if it's not exactly what we want,
well, in the
it's
market, like the market's
market
probably
sucks.
come down a little bit, but it's not. It's still high.
I was just curious about the front wing because I thought you would have won some of these passes. I don't know. The Dirty 30 was just freaking cool. That car was cool for everything that it wasn't. Like, legit 100% bumper to bumper factory frame. 100% like still had the wood in the car. Like, freaking super thick floors on the car because they were factory. Like, 100% like, it was cool.
What it shouldn't have been like.
It did a whole lot of stuff that it shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Like, we won a 516 at 148 in that car. At like 30, I think that car weighed 3,640 pounds. I think that car weighed.
At some points, other times it was.
What's your favorite engine? Favorite engine? I don't know. That's tough. I like my big block Chevy. It makes good power. Generally pretty reliable. Generally don't have to run it on the ragged edge. Like, we've never ran the motor on a ragged edge. I do like the LS-based, aluminum-based platforms, but it would take a whole lot to convert all my stuff over to an LS-based deal. Just because I don't have any LS parts, really.
Nothing.
We got one LS motor. We don't have a lot of parts for an LS to put an LS program together.
Yeah.
And without having the money to put an LS program together, or like spare parts, I don't want to say the money to put the LS program together, because I could sell off my big block stuff to have the money for the LS stuff, but it's been debated. I've been debating about putting a couple of LS motors together for this car, but
Plus, there's a huge tuning, like, learning curve then, right? Like, I understand.
I'm pretty sure I could figure it out. And Nigel from Brutal Speed,
Yeah.
we helped him out a bit, and he's offered to help
He might
help
give you
us
some
out
tips
some else.
and pointers. Yeah.
And I'm not sure we can mile an hour the way we want to.
It would be a lot
With
harder
it-
on parts, right?
Yeah, with the LS program, with the way we run the car, and as heavy as this car is, because it's definitely no 22, 23, 2,400 pound car, 2,500 pound car. It ain't. I'm just not sure the LS would be durable enough in this platform to go as fast as we need to go. Like, I'm not gonna put out numbers, but like, we have to go well into the fours on some of this stuff. Not this past weekend, but pretty cool. I didn't have to take the time to explain replacing the rocker arm and adjusting the valves to the younger kids. Of course, love watching old dirty. I like watching the old short videos on the YouTube still. We're gonna put a video together of the old dirty 30 before too long.
So what is that you say?
Altered intentions. Turbo John's car. I'd love to run that car again. That car is. Well, when we brought it out, we got a crankshaft from the machine shop where it was fixed, and the number 3 and 4 rod journal was bent when we got it. So I guess it must have never been checked or something like that when they rebalanced it, because number 3 and 4 was fixed ish, but everything else was everything else was off. So
But-
it just is what it is.
So the Altered Intentions Mustang is
Turbo John's car.
Turbo John's car.
Mhm.
Nick put his straight axle underneath it. We took that back out to put under the new build now, Straight Gangster. We still have the car. We'll be giving it back to Turbo John, but we
Mhm.
right now do still have the car.
I want to talk to him. Maybe do maybe see if he wants to start with a different.
He wants to do like drag roof or something like that,
Yeah.
with it, right? In the next year, maybe, or whatever.
Maybe repay the favor, or maybe we'll figure out something.
Yeah. What else?
Would ever team up with someone that has the same goals as you guys do? I mean, we're not against teaming up with people, but
With
within
how much we travel,
like it takes literally everything that we got to do what we do, like 100%.
yeah.
Like it just does. Like it's a lot.
But we like to travel and
We like to
do
travel and,
different
like-
events
And like when we're traveling and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that we can't do when we travel, because like we can't go, and when we go and travel somewhere, like we stopped at a couple places, and like there's been a couple things that we would have liked to do, but like you just can't go there and spend $100 on like a ticket to do this thing, or spend $50 or a couple $100 on entry fees to go visit a place, because
I
it's
think
just
too, like it's hard to team up with somebody, like if they don't want to travel, or if somebody wants to only do front side or only do back side, or like you might have the same goals, and
The-
like it could be a really good friendship,
Mhm.
but it's hard to.
'Cause, like the car that we built, I built this car to do absolutely everything, like everything, no prep, front side, back side, street, faster front side, slower front side, whatever, airport racing. Like this car's gonna be pretty universal, and I think some people caught a glimpse of that in like the last video where we put it to the finals on the front side and put it to the finals on the back side, and like at War in the Woods, like the car was rolling pretty good. I went there and wanted to be a top 8 in the main race. We lost to the guy that won or went to the finals, and I don't know how close it was at the finish line, but like
I don't know what
that was our
the-
slowest pass by
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like we went slower. We went faster than that, lifting at like 400 feet. Our third hit or something like that. And I lifted at like 400 feet because we broke the rocker arm in the burnout box. So yeah, I lifted probably 400 foot, 500 foot, something like that. I lifted early, like significantly early, simply because the EGT went out. And if the EGT goes out, if I start hearing a noise in the motor and I see the EGTs are all within 100, 150 degrees from each other, I don't know if you guys, someone probably caught it, but I brought it up on the trans brake in the burnout a couple times just to see if the noise was going away or not, and it stayed there, and it didn't. It was more clacky than clunky. So if it's clacky, it's generally in the upper end, and if it's clunky, it's down in the lower end. And the EGT went out, so that means like something's majorly wrong, or it's something in the valve train. And luckily, it was the intake that broke, so we ran it on 7 cylinders. And if it was the exhaust rocker that broke, well, then you're shoving all the boost into the motor, and it's not getting out, and that's just that causes a lot of reversion and stuff like that in the intake and bad stuff. So, yeah.
Can you move your phone so that I'm not like falling into you? Yeah, that's good.
You fell for me 6 years ago. Jesus.
It's upside down.
Oh. Are you guys back? I screamed like a little squirrel girl here.
Okay.
I have some bow tie heads, but they have 219 seats. Can I hog those out, or do they have to be replaced? It depends. There's 861 bow tie heads, and there's 297 bow tie heads or something like that. I think they're slightly different.
There's apparently no light over here. It was the sun that was lighting us up, I think.
Yeah, it was the sun. Sun has gone down. I guess it's been 40 minutes. Guys, I guess we'll wrap this up here. Guys, we appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes to the deal. Likes and subscribes to the channel. We'll have a video out, today's Tuesday. We'll have our video out Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be up at US 60.
I might even be able to do a Friday video.
Yeah, we should have a Friday video as well. So, yes.
Get us all caught up.
CJ's deal is pretty bad. Man, I feel really bad about that deal.
Yeah.
Simply because he wrecked the round that we broke the rocker arm.
Yeah, like during
And,
his pass, we had the top, like the valve covers off, and we were.
Yeah, so like, I saw him make part of the pass, and I was like, that thing was running pretty good. And meanwhile, I'm thrashing to get the car back together. Our next race is US 60. Well, technically. Well, we're racing on the street Friday night, and then US 60 will be there Saturday night. Saturday, during the day. But we're also racing. We'll be at US 60 during the day Friday. Street racing Friday night. US 64 Battle at the Berg Saturday. Then the weekend after that will be at Ohio Valley Dragway. But getting back to CJ's deal, I was thrashing on the motor, fixing it, and someone came up to us and was like, CJ whacked the guardrail. I was like, well, that sucks, but like, generally speaking, like, whacking the guardrail is not, like,
It's not.
there's nothing for us to do for you if you just like whack the guardrail. And the way the guy said it, like, it didn't seem like it was overly bad. And then, so I'm thrashing, I'm just working, like getting the motor back together. Went through all the valves and stuff like that after it broke the rocker, make sure nothing happened. And then
KW Photography came back from.
Yeah.
Caitlin came back from the track, and she was like, you know,
she's like,
CJ wrecked, and I got some pictures.
He went all the way through he went all the way back down through there, and then went through the fence and like flipped the car, and I was like, huh?
The back of the car was on fire.
I was like, the car kind of like, what? Like, I'm kind of like lost here. And she showed us some photos, and yeah, that's a pretty bad deal. So,
but he's sore, but he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're evaluating all the damages and stuff like that. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm glad he's okay, but hopefully he can get back out soon.
Yeah.
Racing soon. We haven't seen him in a couple. Have we seen him yet?
We haven't
this year?
seen him. I think the last time we saw him was springtime at War in the Woods, maybe.
Yeah.
Springtime War in the Woods, I think was the last time we saw him. So yeah. So guys, we appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes to the channel. We should have out 3 videos, probably Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm sorry that we don't get out our videos as quick as everyone else, but it's just a crew of 2 of us, and it just is what it is. We can't necessarily get them done as quick as everyone else because we got our hands full with other things. So.
But the GoPro footage is pretty cool. I really enjoy doing that, even though it's taken me a little bit of time to learn it. And it's a lot to make everything fit together.
Yeah. You wrap this up, babe, and then post it.
What?
Just save it.
Well, guys, you put me on the spot. Another thing I want to touch base on real quick too. Actually, we've got a good idea of the artwork that we're gonna do for the new T-shirts, and we're gonna have some new stickers coming out. So, I don't know. It might be Ohio Valley before we get anything that comes out, but is that overcooked?
We're good.
It's good? Okay. So,
Should I show them a picture of my top $9 steak?
is that yours?
Good.
Is it yours? Yeah, it's got the
Want
board.
one?
No, thanks.
Good. A little overcooked.
So, we've got some, new merchandise, I guess, that's going to be coming out. What else? I don't know. We'll see you guys hopefully soon at one of the races or on the road. Oh, we are going to be in Kentucky next week in between, this weekend's race and Ohio Valley. And
For the whole week.
Yeah, we need
Some cool stuff to do.
ideas of what we can do out there for the week.
BTR is somewhere around there too. Maybe we'll stop in and say hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
We met some guys from Brian Tooley Racing over the weekend, and we also got to say thanks to On Tilt Racing.
Yeah.
And we got to say thanks to the guys that flew in.
From California.
There were people that flew in from California. There was people that flew in from the Carolinas, Georgia. Pretty cool deal. So guys,
There was people. I made a little Facebook post. We had a couple people bring some cards or little baby gifts and stuff like that too to the track. So that was super sweet of you guys that were thoughtful and generous and brought us something. We really appreciate it.
more than generous.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
We appreciate it, guys. It means a whole lot to us. Jesus. It means a whole lot to us. We're not yet making a living doing this stuff, but at the same time, there's not many people that could argue the fact that we're not living. Right?
yeah.
I mean, it would be awesome to be making a living doing this stuff right now, but we're definitely living and we're having some pretty awesome experiences. It's been a hell of a journey the last 6 years. No, especially the last 2 to 3 years. It's been uphill both ways, but man, we've had some pretty epic times, and the last 4 weeks on the road racing with the car has been pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
So
We've really enjoyed. We've really enjoyed being able to travel and take some time to go do different things.
we're gonna get that car done. We'll probably start working on it this winter when things die down a little bit as far
When they
as
cool down.
what.
When they cool down.
Yeah, when things we're not racing as much because you got your other priorities to take care of. I got my priority right now. This sucker good. I mean, it's way overcooked. That's like a solid medium, but whatever.
All right. You ready to eat dinner?
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. Here comes 9 o'clock dinner.
Thanks for following, guys, and tuning in. We'll see you next time. Oh god. How did we end this video last time?
We did it.
I know. We did the gender reveal and left the video on for like
We got
an extra 15, 20 minutes.